Hi everyone, I wanted to get on here today and make a quick video. I've been getting a lot of kind of insights coming through lately, and this one in particular I felt like I just need to get out. So today I'm going to be talking about resonance. And as I began writing and kind of like putting this information that was all like coming together for me down on paper, I didn't even necessarily understand that's what this was going to be about. But I found I kept writing the word resonance over and over as I was writing this, and it kind of all came together at the end. So I'm gonna use a personal example, start there. A few days ago, I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across a photo of an actress that I like. Her name is Zhao Lucy. She does a lot of Chinese dramas, and she always has these great pictures of her like with giant bouquets of flowers, which is one of the ones that I saw, or in different like costumes or hairstyles, or she likes to make a lot of like these mock music videos like that are just kind of funny, and it always looks like she's having a lot of fun. And so as I was kind of like scrolling through and looking at that, I had the thought, and I said it out loud, she's so lucky. And then as soon as I did, I realized I can resonate with her thought, and I'm like, I'm so lucky. And a lot happened in that like short little window of time after I had said the first initial word, she's so lucky. And I kind of got this thing where I was like, I posed an internal question to myself. I felt myself ask the question, what did you mean by that? And I felt like it could have gone two different ways, and I could either have meant she's so lucky, which would have put me as feeling not as lucky as her, like a less than greater than kind of scenario. Well, she's lucky but I'm not as lucky as her. Or I could have resonated with her, which is what I chose, and realized like, wow, she's so lucky and I'm also so lucky. And we always have that choice to do that. And I think it's like super important just to be aware that we are doing that, and that we have the ability to kind of do that. And after that happened there, I started like catching myself doing it in all different moments, and it kind of just like opened things up for me where I'm like, wow, how many times throughout the day do we have this moment where we can choose to resonate at a higher vibration, or we can choose to resonate at a lower vibration. And just another example is if you see somebody out walking, and maybe you really like their like hairstyle or hairdo, and you're like, wow, like they have a nice like hairstyle or hairdo. Or maybe it's like their car or their house, and you're like, oh, I really like that. Pay attention to the inward dialogue that follows, and kind of like the energetic exchange that's going about when you're saying that. Because if you are looking at these things that other people have, and saying like, oh wow, that's so great, but like thinking like inside, well, I can never have that, or what I have will never be that great, or it's so hard to get something like that. We all have these different internal dialogues. That is resonance, and you are choosing to resonate at, if you're going about with those types of dialogues, then you're choosing to resonate at a lower vibration and a lower place. But if you are truly admiring someone, and you're like, wow, that's so creative, love what they did with their hair, the color on that car looks amazing, I love that like house, if it's really sparking something in you that you can get excited about, I think that's like really cool. And then you might want to give yourself like the story like, that's really cool, and I can do something like that too. Like I can get that, I can have that. Like, notice where you're resonating after you say these initial like words. And that just really came into my awareness, and really like into my just conscious mind. It's like, how often is our subconscious giving the story out to the world, and like our energy, our vibration, you know, the things that we don't say that we might not even be conscious of, you know, when we make statements like that, you know, what's the inner dialogue that's actually going on, the story that's actually running behind the scenes, because that story, that internal story, is what is going out into the world, is going out into the universe. And that's what's pulling back, it's resonating with it. So if you're, you know, saying things, whether out loud or in your head, right? You could be scrolling through the internet and, you know, be thinking, oh, that's this, that's that. And whatever that internal like vibration is, whether it be like judgment, or whether it be like, oh, like the less than greater than, which really unweaves and boils down to like a I'm not good enough story, which is like a common root belief that many people have. It's like you're reinforcing that. But you can definitely change that if you become aware of when you make statements. Maybe you're talking to a friend, maybe it's just you're walking about, or, you know, your day, and you're seeing things and you're thinking them internally, or you're saying it out loud. Whatever the case may be, there's a vibration behind it, there's a resonance behind it. So when you say something, notice what you're really resonating at behind the scenes, because that is super, super, super important. And I kind of think that's it. I wrote down a couple notes, so I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out. I think I hit the nail on the head with that one. So just remember that we always have the ability to resonate with something amazing. And what I like about that so much is that if you do see something that you really like, you can always, you know, remember this video, remember this moment, and go back and say, like, when you're looking at something, you know, I don't care if it's like a mansion or a cool job, or just, you know, maybe you want a bigger circle of friends, whatever it may be. But when you notice it about somebody else or admire it in somebody else, then bring that back to yourself. Give that back to yourself. Like, you can admire it for them, and then, you know, give yourself like the affirmation, and I can have that too, because you can. And it's as simple as noticing where you are resonating from when you have your thoughts, say things out loud. And I think that's all I'm going to share for now, and I will catch you soon with another video. Bye.